Skuro should get the smite. Kevy goes for the flash. Ends up looking a little bit silly because he doesn't quite manage to land the smite on the timing. Well done from the Mammoth squad to finish things off. In fact, I think Kevy actually was the only one to get the smite through there. Mammoth have set something up here in the mid lane. The Sejuani ult goes straight on through. Way with the culling. Says thanks very much. That's going to be a kill. And they at least trade something for it.
Oh, Frost wants to have a crack down here.
I'm not sure that he does. Mega Inferno Bomb not quite landing on the center. Frost avoiding that, but he is very low indeed. All it takes is one Q, and that's Puma to find the solo kill, which, to be quite frank with you, is sometimes a little bit difficult with Ziggs.
I mean, that is a difficult skill shot to hit. Safe hands, though. The AD carry of Order, Mr. Consistency, that is Puma right now, is able to find those Qs. Wins a 1v1 that Frost enacted, and is able to keep Flash top.
Not sure which way this one's going to go. Maximize just survives.
It does seem like they're looking still.
Oh, good-o. Glacial Prison right over the wall, and Wei looks to follow up again. It's the exact same combo. Wei very low on HP here, though, and Kevy will dispatch of him. Was quite happy to use the Umbral Trespass.
And maybe a factor, right, in influencing, do we contest these objectives? You also have no teleports from Puma. Frost.
Yeah, I don't think Frost is going to be lasting too long.
What are you doing there?
You're probably dead. So Mammoth have opted to go straight onto the Baron here. Interesting play considering Order had all 5 players available. Maximize forced to TP. So was Chungy by the looks of things. Overall, not too bad of a passage of play there, I think, for Mammoth.
Yeah, that in a way is like soft punishing that the Drake is never going to be theirs, right? The reset comes out from Mammoth. Their decision, knowing that Order are going to walk from the Baron pit to the Drake pit, is to use that time to their advantage, try and start the Baron, and now mid.
Oh, Glacial Prison doesn't connect onto Puma, but it hits Beats, and now looking for the turn from Order. Won't quite get it. We're talking about the frontline Cogmore. There it is for you. Frost can't survive with Kevy inside of him, and all things considered, Order get their man.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the Serpent's Fang coming into effect there from Kevy as well. Not enough shielding to try and keep Frost alive. Again.
That's not good. Face checking a bush like that when you know Order's there, or were there. Free kill, really. Not good news at all, and this will probably be Baron for Order.
I don't know if that's Wei saying I will face check because I have my E and Gale Force, but he just walks straight into a Rune Prison and dies. Massive mistake there from Mammoth and from Wei if it was communicated that he would go first. Kevy gets low, but he's going to be able to secure the Baron. At the end of the day, this is still huge for Order. Mammoth trying to make plays, but they've also got a cross-map Gwen split pushing while they're face-checking bushes. I don't know if that's enough to actually... It's just not the play. It's just not the play.
Certainly not. Big swing in the favor of Order. It's now out to about 6k gold. And they do have the Baron buff. So where do they go with that? They seem like they want to continue with the same sort of play style as what we've seen in the last couple of minutes, having maximized down in the bot lane. Bit of a 1-4 split. Maybe Kevy sort of roaming around, seeing what he can find. But everything seems to be working in the favor of Order at the moment. Nectar on the other side of the map, doing a little bit of janitorial duty, just trying to shove this wave out so that that's not a factor. Seems like Wei might be caught out here. Mega Inferno Bomb, and Kevy goes golden for a moment. Wei, can he survive? Through with the culling. Doesn't do enough damage really to do too much. Everfrost locking him down. Shinky is in trouble. And Kevy picks up another one. Nectar looks like he won't last long here either. A lot of Zhonya's hourglasses and stopwatches invested into this fight. Kevy won't survive, but overall, Order get what they wanted, and that is going to be their first inhibitor of the game.
And just the capitulation of Mammoth here, realistically. You've got the push from Order. They are just winning comprehensively. They're going to push in for the Nexus and try and end the game here as well, it looks like.
Yeah, might actually be the play here for them, considering they do have a Ziggs. Remember how much quicker these turrets are going to go down. Maximize, trying to be that front line, but they just don't seem to have enough, considering Wei's up in 5 seconds. Shinky having just respawned. The defense will be there in time for Mammoth, but that is again, another really rough one to lose for Mammoth. They lose so much off that.
Yeah, they've in effect lost most of the game here. 7k is not an insurmountable goal difference, but it's really difficult to deal with their opponents at this state of the game. You've got a frozen heart for your Rise, as well as if they needed some extra armor. You know, things are going from bad to worse. We even saw the most useless stopwatch from Kevy, but it doesn't matter, right? Because he's done the damage, he's hit a W, he gets in there once again and is targeting. He's being a serial pest to Shinky, who just cannot deal with him.
We might get cut off here by Maximize, but can he do enough before that happens? Chungy drops, but here comes some retribution for Order. Away gets executed, and it's a 1-for-1.
Really easy response there from Order, and if your play is to desperately go for this side lane onto Chungy, I mean, he was 1-3. What's 1-4 for the tank-built Rise when the rest of your squad is just dismantling them? This inhibitor is very easily going to drop here.
Not a whole lot that it feels like Mammoth can do about it. Frost's just starting to come across, but he's got barely any mana to speak to. Helped out maybe by having a red buff to just give himself a bit of extra peel, but in the end, the lads from Order just decide to back off a little bit, recognizing Dragon might be up here. That could be the angle.
It's a lot of respect given to the side of Mammoth here by Order, though. They're going to keep Maximize at least in the top area. He was considering a reset there and may still do so. The Dragon's free, right? The inhibitor is something that they might have considered contesting, but you do have a 2.5 item Cogmore with a Lulu still up to deal with, and you were missing a bit of the free entry, right? You don't have a flank angle when it's inside their base. It's a bit harder to be Kane without a flank. So they might just be opting for the safest possible way to close this game out.
Triple Ocean for Order. That is a lot of sustain. Here comes Maximize, and I was about to say there goes Wei. In fact, maybe it's about to be there goes Maximize, because he's now in a bit of trouble. Wei doesn't quite have all the damage through, but forces the flash out from Maximize.
I feel like Maximize knows better than to use his ultimate there. Very loud noises from that animal, but Maximize definitely knows better than to use his ultimate. Now has to flash his way out to safety and scrape away with a sliver of health. But, you know, you win the first trade. That's not the reason I say that is it's not the first time he's done that. He has dueled way before to the death and was the loser of that trade, and that was almost deja vu.
More pressure coming through from Order now into the mid lane, into the top lane. They continue with the 1-4 split that's been working for them so far in this game. Frost, 265 CS, has actually finished off the Immortal Shield Bow as his second item. So an extra bit of sustain and survivability for him, but does that keep him alive against the 4-2-2 Kevy, who, as we've mentioned, does have the Serpent's Fang, and actually now has his third item completed as well. Bit of poke coming through, tower starting to get lower and lower and lower, and remember, we're just waiting for that magic point at which Puma can one-shot it. Depends on what level his W is, but it's getting close. Not quite there yet.
Okay,
feels like maybe it's one auto away.
Frost has hit the big 3 here, Jordan. It's maybe the last bastion of hope for the side of Mammoth.
Well, they're going to need to make something happen. It's Glacial Prison to start the fight off, and immediately Frost gets stunned, forced to flash away, still in the back line, still surviving, but his front line is not lasting much longer, and he hasn't had that much time to actually auto. I think he's fired about 2 or 3 of them so far in this fight, and that's an inhibitor down. Wei doing the lion's share of the work at the moment for Mammoth, just on the side, on the flanking angle, but also not being able to find a kill himself. That's all well and good for Order, although they might have overstayed a little bit here. I think Beats should be going down. Goodo stunned up for a second. In fact, Order just walk away safely.
Beats is able to survive here from just the sheer zoning capabilities of Puma. Just throwing minefields down, satchels down, bombs left, right, and center. And there's so much respect to Ziggs being paid by Mammoth. They walk the long way around every single time he throws spells. And now Order are able to reset, teleport straight into the Baron buff. No time wasted. Basically gone.
It's going down fast, especially considering they don't have an AD carry. And here is the contest, though, from Mammoth. Maximize staying on. The steal is in from Goodo. Kevy was out of there. He didn't have Smite available. Miscommunication maybe from Order, but that could well be the big throw that Mammoth have been looking for. Order, what has happened there?
I mean, Order maybe just not expecting the aggression and the timing. You know, there was no hesitation from Mammoth. They teleport in, they say, we are contesting this. And Kevy just doesn't have Smite. I don't think he was worried about whether he had Smite or not initially because the Baron was free in their mind. And Goodo comes in. Maximize continues to hit while Kevy's looking to disengage. He even flashes out of the pit. So there was absolutely no threat besides Goodo. It's a free Baron. They've literally given a free Baron to Mammoth.
It looks just like pure miscommunication, to be honest, because Kevy is out there trying to zone Mammoth away from the Baron before it's even below like 2,000 or 3,000 HP. So there's no world in which he's looking for a Smite, obviously, because he doesn't have one. But was that communicated to the rest of the team? And in that case, why is Maximize and Chungy still hitting the Baron? If they all turn at the same time, I think Order still wins that fight. If not, obviously we saw what happens. Either way, an avenue of attack here now for Mammoth. They have the Baron, they have it for 1 minute and 45. So, what can they do with it?
That definitely felt like a case of varying opinions. I think the communication of no Smite's obvious if you've got Kevy running out of the pit, because he is disobeying rule number 1 then, if that's the case. But nevertheless, this is going to be time purchased. This Ocean Soul is still game-winning strong. So Mammoth can't just sit in their base. They've already teleported way in just then to push mid-wave out. And they're going to threaten the Ocean Dragon. You've got Maximize threatening split push as well. That top lane inhibitor should die as a trade for this. There's a chance that he gets 3 inhibitors, and there's only 1 Nexus turret left alive.
Well, Nexa is headed back to base, and so Maximize just opts to
Mammoth
disappear.
Have just picked a bush. They have picked the smallest bush.
Well, they waited patiently for the Dragon, and now they've got it. See if they can actually secure it. This could be a big for Kevy. Mega Inferno Bomb combined with Kevy's Smite results in an Ocean Soul for Order. And that Baron buff is ticking away ever so quickly for Mammoth, and maybe Wei's life will be as well, because he's just been left high and dry. No teammates there at all. Wei's dead. Mammoth, well, they had Baron, but you wouldn't know it.
Well, nobody outsmites Kevy when he actually has Smite, is the lesson of the day. They're going to be able to secure the Ocean. It's very hard to deal with the Ziggs ultimate and Smite coming in. High damage bursts from the opposing team. You can't coordinate that on your own. It's a true 50-50, it feels like, and Kevy's the one who comes up trumps. Ziggs ultimate is so low a cooldown as well with this Leandra's build, by the way. It's already ready to go again. You just constantly throw it at this stage. It's really insane. And that's going to be 3 inhibitors minimum.
Might be the game, Rusty. It doesn't look too good here for Mammoth. They're getting pushed in on all sides. 2 waves already starting to crash. The mid wave with Super Creeps is headed in that direction as well, and that is the final inhibitor falling for Order. Solar Flare lands on top of Shinky, and look at that damage! He's just dead, he's just gone, there's nothing he can do. Maximize into the back line alongside Kevy. They're fighting hard, and Nectar's surviving as best as possible. Does go into the Zhonya's, and it looks like Beats is going to be on zoning duty while Puma and Chungy try to hit the Nexus. There's some damage coming through, but is it enough? Well, it looks like it will be. Puma gets those empowered autos through.